Well, in this most unfamiliar of seasons in Scotland, there are familiar scenes come the end. Aiken leading the way. Scott Brown will have the trophy. He won 20 trophies as captain. Only Billy McNeill won more. But Callum McGregor will be getting to grips with his 10th as Dermot Desmond watches on. From the dark days of December to another bright day in May that will be cherished by Celtic Football Club. A record 56 Scottish titles. This is the Celtic way. They were a club embroiled in turmoil and turbulence and discord and disconnect. And then Martin O'Neill came back to do what Martin O'Neill does. 4 titles now, 8 trophies for Celtic. Blew the title in the final year of his first stay, but not today. Celtic left it late. But late will do when the stakes are so high. And Celtic Park will soon rise. They will rise to the champions. How very Martin O'Neill. We're going to hear from him in a moment. Callum McGregor there too. Celtic fans singing his name, and that of Martin O'Neill and Callum McGregor. Martin O'Neill doing what he does.
Okay,
for Celtic.
We could be here a long time, Callum. This is 5 in a row. It's your 11th title. Can you describe how this feels?
Yeah, unbelievable. Such a difficult season. So many downs. Just start to creep. The team are getting better and better. The belief in this group is special. Like I've never seen anything like that before. And typical of the last-minute performance.
You spoke there about the players. This felt like a season that took courage, spirit, and as you said, you've never seen anything quite like it. But you didn't make this easy today either, did you? You left us to the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was never going to be, was it? Really, it's been typical of the season, so we thought we'd string you out one last time.
And what about this crowd? Because the one thing they didn't do was leave you today. How special has it been to win this in front of them this afternoon?
This is a special football club with special supporters. You drag us through time and time again. It is our responsibility to give you special days like this. So I hope everyone enjoys it. It's been such a hard season. So you make sure that you have fun tonight.
Outstanding, our captain, Callum McGregor. I'll get Callum to stay with me. And I'd like to introduce the man that's done it again. The legend, Martin O'Neill.
What do you want me to say?
Martin, for the 4th time in your career, you've guided Celtic to a league title. but just how special is this one?
Well, I must admit, I never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I could experience those lads up there, you know, collecting, and the atmosphere is just so. The players, the coaching staff have given me a reason to live as much, and that's not to say my family haven't, you know, but this is the most special place on earth. I think that yeah. When there is absolute unison in this stadium, it is a sight to behold. And I think, obviously the players have been absolutely magnificent, epitomised by the captain. But overall, we could not have won it without you. Absolutely not. Thank you very much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Paradise. We saw the message. He's the closest thing to heaven we've ever seen. Martin O'Neill.
From the depths of despair earlier in the season, in fact a mere 5 months ago to this point. They call this place paradise, and it's paradise won, not lost again. Martin O'Neill had it all covered after all, and Callum McGregor will soon step forward to lift the Scottish Premiership trophy again. A familiar feeling. And so, a Scottish season that gave us so many stories ends with the same old story. Celtic are champions of Scotland. The ending of endings in the season of seasons. After an extraordinary 9.5 months when there was so much going on, there's only one thing going on now, and it's the usual thing, a title-winning party for Celtic Football Club.
Yeah, boy, they had to earn it. They really have it. It's been a difficult season, hasn't it? Turmoil off the pitch. The club at one time pretty dysfunctional, really, and the yanks between part of the fan base and the club hierarchy. The managers that Celtic have been through this season, but Martin O'Neill coming back not just once but twice, holding everything together really like glue and getting Celtic to this point today where they're still in the title race. Was pretty unbelievable, but then to see it through late on, how many late goals have we seen from this Martin O'Neill team? And they've proven the team that while not at the best this season, they have been mentality monsters. And another title for Callum McGregor and James Forrest. They keep rolling on, but just an incredible season, Ian.
Well, let's have a listen to this famous tune.
A record 56th Scottish Premiership trophy lifted by Celtic. And Scott, you've come back to join us. You got the honour of walking that trophy out there. I know you've lifted so many of them as a player, but did that feel special?
It definitely feels a lot heavier because I was a wee bit stronger, I think, when I was a little bit fitter as well. So it's not the only thing, it's a wee bit heavier these days. No, it's amazing to walk out in front of 60,000. It's an unbelievable arena to play football in, and the support that they gave myself, but not just me, but every player that's been there, and the boardroom and everything. It's all just came together at the right time.
We spoke about Callum McGregor and the way he's led this team this season. It was interesting to hear from a few players talking about how much he's galvanised that dressing room and how much this celebration is for him. It's such a huge accolade from your teammates as captain, but just sum up once again how important he is to what Celtic have achieved this season.
He's the heartbeat of the football club, and when Celtic tick, it's because of him. And he sets the standards, but he also conducts himself unbelievable on a football pitch as well. His mannerism and with all the public as well. He's just a great human being, if I'm honest, and he's someone that wants to be at the club, that's grown to love the club as well, and knows what it's all about day to day. And he is Mr. Celtic, so is Jamesy Forrest, the two of them, and it's huge for Celtic to keep these players at the club.
When it comes to Mr. Celtic, James, another who fits into that category is Martin O'Neill. Scott said he should be getting a statue built outside if he got this over the line. Well, he's done that.
Oh, I mean, unbelievable what Martin O'Neill has achieved this season. I mean, to come in the first instance and steady the ship, the club was a mess, an absolute mess. And he was in for a short time and he managed to turn it round and leave them in a good position. Then Wilfred Nancy came in and left it in a worse position than when Martin O'Neill picked up the first time. So for him to come and turn that around and turn Celtic into a team that are lifting another Premiership title is quite incredible. He spoke before the game about legacy and legends at this club, and I understand his sentiment that Jock Stein's, set the bar, the rest are just trying to follow. I mean, you can't understate what this man's done today, Martin O'Neill. Everyone written him off when he was first appointed, even in the interim period. 73 years old, why are you bringing, someone that's not managed in this amount of time? But he's shown that football has changed quite a bit, but not that much, that he can come in and he can get the best out of what is available to him, because this was a team that were massively underperforming, and it's not been vintage football, but it's been winning football, and ultimately that's all that's mattered. Martin O'Neill, I mean, he was a legend, and I'm sure when he came back in, fans felt, how can you love the man more? Well, you'll love him even more now because of what he's managed to achieve in the league. He's potentially going for a double next week in the Scottish Cup. Had Celtic kept him in situ for one more week before they appointed Wilfred Nancy, it would more than likely be a treble. That's the impact that Martin O'Neill's had.
It is quite incredible, 22 years on from when he was last year winning trophies. John, you've been in the dugout, and James saying football's changed a bit, but not that much. How do you sum up what he's been able to come back and do from somebody who was up against him in the dugout the first time he was at Celtic?
It's nothing short sensational. I mean, it's a man that Rooney talks about, he's played for the club. He's a man that knows the club, he knows how it works, he knows what the fans expect, he knows what to get, but you need to get stuff out of the players, and he's managed to do it. He goes about his business in the right way. This has not happened by accident. He's come back in and to lead this team to 7 straight victories when they were absolutely down and out. They were on the floor at Tannadice, and he's somehow managed to lift them up and take them to the title. So you cannot do anything but applaud the man. It's sensational. Again, the Hartford point of view is definitely disappointing, but what Martin O'Neill has achieved here along with his captain, you've got to take your hats off to him.
Well, Chris Sutton's come down and joined us pitchside, coming to join the party down here, Chris. I'm just going to take you back. I can't remember how many months ago it was when you said this Celtic team cannot win this title.
Yeah, well, I often get things wrong, Ailey. And I think listening to Callum McGregor at the end there, and him talking about how difficult the season has gone. I can barely hear you. Well, I can't hear you. I'm getting my ears in now. but you know, Callum talking about that, everybody knows how difficult the season has been, but in the end the best team wins the league, and Celtic have found a way under Martin O'Neill. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. You know, himself talking after Dundee United, we need to win every game. And I don't know what the guys think, whether they thought that was possible. I know Brownie, you know, listening to what he said, he sort of fancied the team in some ways, but the performances weren't there. But there is something about digging deep and finding a way. In many ways, it's been so odd, the makeup of the team. Iheanacho can't last 90 minutes, can't last an hour. Him coming on and impacting. And today they weren't great again. Dazen Maeda, what a strange season he's had, but towards the end, he's come good. He's like Maradona again.
You say that the best team won the league, and in terms of the table, it does not lie. But Scott, it has been an interesting season because for so much of it, Celtic haven't been the best team. So what does it take to win over the course of 38 games when you know you're not at your best?
Mentality, grind. That's when you've got to make sure there's going to be referee decisions for you and against you throughout the season. But it's about the players that are in there, and it's probably kicked on. And as James says, if Martin was to stay for another week, we would have probably had a treble this season as well, and it would have been incredible. And they go to a cup final, they get beat from St Mirren at that point in time, and then everyone from top to the bottom of the club, it was downward spiral. But then Martin's came in and he saved the season yet again, and not just Martin, there's Sean, there's Fozzie there as well, and you've got to give them all so much praise because of how well they've done. And look, it was never going to be pretty all the time, and they had to grind it out, and that's what they do. Good teams keep going to 100 minutes and get late goals, and that's what wins games.
And you look at the other teams in the league, they've seen how close Hearts have pushed Celtic, but ultimately Celtic once again have come out as champions. What do the other teams, the teams like Hearts next season, Rangers next season, who want to be up there challenging, the Motherwells and Hibernians who might hope that they have an opportunity to challenge at the top of the table as well, what do they need to do to take from this season to try and push Celtic once again and topple them from their perch up there?
Well, I think it's tough because this was a season that looked like they were going to be able to do it, one of those clubs. I'll start with Motherwell. It's quite simple. They have to keep Jens Bertalascu. If they do, then they could maybe get a bit closer. Well, listen, it's not happening. It's wishful thinking. It's not happening. He's done an incredible job. Yeah, Martin O'Neill, not one for the limelight.
No, I don't think he's enjoying this, but
if he hands a cuddle out, Chris will be absolutely fuming because he never got one off him in his career.
I'm not a dancer, but Martin certainly isn't, so I can see why he's not getting involved in that.
He definitely does not want to be involved in that, but he will be at the forefront of all these celebrations.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing going forward, will Martin do another season? I mean, I don't know. Just the job he's done, the turnaround, to come back, not once, but twice. Well, he's getting on a bit. I mean, he'll tell you that at times throughout the season. You know, he's looked absolutely knackered. He's looked spent, but you know, he goes in every day, and to get the team to this point, and the way the players were talking about him after. I mean, there will be many, sort of me included, if he wants to, then why wouldn't you give him the job? And the other thing about what can other teams do? Let's get it right. What has happened to Celtic this season, where there hasn't been harmony, where there's been a lot of issues at the club. Are Celtic going to have as bad a summer this summer?
Yeah, I think we can hear from Arnie Engels now. He is with Luke.
Arna, how do you try and describe the whole afternoon?
Yeah, I think it's unbelievable. What we did today is amazing. I think we as a team deserve what we did today, and the fans deserve it even more. So I'm really pleased, really happy with what we did, and now we can finally celebrate together.
You've been written off all season. Everyone's questioned the Celtic team. What made you keep that belief coming into today's game?
That's what we always do. Like, we stay silent and then we just go for it. That shows how good a team we are and how strong we are. So I'm really glad that we did it in the end, and I'm really pleased with the boys today.
You ever experienced a season like it? 3 different managers going to the final day.
No, it's unbelievable, and it makes it even better. Like, the feeling that we have now is a feeling that we really deserve, and we are really happy, and we finally did it.
Back next season for another go?
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see.
Well done.
Thank you.
Kieran Tierney back with a megaphone. Scott, he loves that. He loves that megaphone. He's still got it.
He's back where he belongs. He loves the club as well. And look, he used to be a fan. He used to come in here. He was up with the Green Brigade and everybody else dancing about. And it means so much to not just him, but all his family as well. They always come to the games and support him throughout. And look, he's a great lad. And look, if Callum goes on and eventually retires or goes somewhere else, look, he'll be the next one that has to step up for Celtic.
We spoke about it pre-match, the group of players, the core of players that Celtic have at the club that know exactly what it means, and we've spoken about the importance of Callum McGregor and all of this, but Kieran Tierney and James Forrest in there as well. And I don't know what's happening there, but they've been able to instill that into players who've come in, even the guys that have come in January. The likes of Iheanacho, who's had such a big say in the end of this season, they've been able to get that message across.
The only one from January that's had a big say. But, well, I think that's what's important when you think about the impact that Martin O'Neill's had in the team. You can have an impact if you've got the players to help you with that impact. Callum McGregor, Kieran Tierney, James Forrest, they're so important to help drive the message, because football is, we're getting to a stage, or we're at a stage where the coach, the system, the tactics, and they are important, but the players, if that's not working, what's important? You need the players that can go and drag you through games, that have been there before, that have the mentality, as Scott says, who's played with them, the way they are in training, the way they are around the club, what's acceptable, what's unacceptable, and how to manage, those lows as much as the highs. So I think when you've got a core group of players like that, they will be such a help to a manager and a coaching staff, because they do a lot of the work for them in terms of managing new players coming in, the expectation. Someone steps out of line, someone's not putting the work in. They're the ones that are there to go and show them how to do it. And you cannot understate that. It's a massive part, and it's why we're standing here watching Celtic enjoy their title celebrations.